Okay, picture this, a new kind of AI that doesn't just suggest things, it actually does things. An AI that you can give a goal to, and it will make a plan and then execute it, right there on your computer. And no, this is not science fiction. It's called Agentic AI. Its arrival just sent a $285 billion shockwave ripping through the global tech industry. So what exactly is this technology, and how is it about to reshape everything from one developer's job to the future of entire industries? All right, let's get into it. So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start by meeting our new AI coworker and really getting what makes it so different. Then we'll look at how it's completely changing the role of software engineers. From there, we'll zoom out to see the massive disruption it's causing in the IT services industry. After that, we'll explore the deep cultural shift this is all creating. And finally, we'll lay out the new rules for how to win in this new age of agents.
First up, let's get right to the heart of this thing. We need to understand what makes this new AI a totally different animal from the chatbots we've all been playing around with.
You know, for the past few years, AI has been all about conversation. You ask a question, it spits out an answer, it can draft an email for you or suggest a bit of code. But here's the question that changes everything. What if AI could go beyond just suggesting and actually get the job done all by itself?
And that is the answer. We're talking about Agentic AI. It's operational, not just conversational. It's a system that can take a high-level goal, break it down into a bunch of smaller steps, and then actually execute those steps. And here's the real kicker. This means it can interact with your computer's environment, using your tools, accessing your files. It's no longer just trapped inside a chat window.
So what does this actually look like? Well, imagine your downloads folder. You know the one. It's a total disaster. Now imagine pointing a tool like Anthropic's Claude Cowork at it. You just give it a simple goal like organize this mess, and it just gets to work. It figures out a plan, starts making folders for your PDFs, images, and other stuff, and it just does it. It'll even rename screenshots based on what's in them. And, crucially, it's smart enough to stop and ask for your permission before it does something drastic, like deleting duplicate files. A whole tedious job done in minutes. Now, when you hand a tool this powerful to the people who build our digital world, it does more than just speed them up. It completely transforms their job description. So let's take a look at what that new role is becoming. And things have moved incredibly fast. The first wave, just a little while ago, was AI as a simple assistant inside a developer's coding program, suggesting the next line of code. The second wave saw AI move into the command line where it could execute simple tasks. But this third wave, this is the real game changer. AI is now becoming an orchestration layer, a control plane right on your desktop that you use to manage entire teams of AI agents all working at once.
And this quote just nails the new role. The most valuable skill for an engineer isn't about writing every single line of code perfectly anymore. It's about being the conductor of an orchestra of AI agents. Their job is to set the vision, manage the agents, check the final product, and make the big strategic decisions. They're going from being an implementer to an orchestrator.
And that leads to this huge shift. The IDE, or Integrated Development Environment, the software where developers have basically lived for decades, is kind of being demoted. The real creative, strategic work is happening outside of it now. The IDE is less of a workshop and more of a quality control station, a place where you just review and verify the work your AI team has already done.
This move from human work to AI orchestration isn't just a theory for developers. It is sending seismic shocks through the global economy. And the very first major tremor was felt in the massive IT services sector.
That's not a typo. $285 billion. That's the value that was wiped off of global tech stocks almost overnight, right after these new agentic AI tools were announced. And a huge piece of that hit was taken by the giants of the Indian IT industry, which have been the engine for corporate tech for decades.
So why such a brutal reaction? This chart pretty much says it all. Over half of the revenue for these huge firms comes from what's called application services. We're talking about custom software development, management, testing, exactly the kind of routine, labor-intensive work that Agentic AI is getting incredibly good at automating.
The potential for disruption is so huge that analysts have started using some pretty dramatic language. The fear is real. If a single AI can do the work of a contract management app, a data entry clerk, and a junior coder, then the old business model of selling software and billing by the hour is in some serious trouble.
But hey, this isn't just a doom and gloom story. It's a classic double-edged sword. The old model of billing based on how many bodies you throw at a project, yeah, that's facing a pretty existential threat. But it also creates this massive opportunity to pivot, for these companies to become the expert AI consultants, the implementation partners who help everyone else integrate these powerful new systems.
And the impact here goes so much deeper than just business models and job titles. This technology is forcing a cultural reckoning. It's making us question our most fundamental ideas about expertise, trust, and even value itself. Just let that sink in for a second. As AI gets better and better at churning out endless streams of convincing, expert-sounding stuff, how do we know what to believe? The focus has to shift. It's not about who created something anymore, it's about whether you can prove its claims. Real, earned judgment becomes way more valuable than just automated credibility.
This is literally rewiring how we make decisions. For 20 years, our instinct has been to search Google for options. But in the near future, we're going to increasingly delegate judgment to an AI agent. We'll give it our goals, our risks, and just ask it, who should I trust and why? And if you're not on that AI shortlist, it's not like being on page 2 of Google, it's like you're invisible. So in a world where AI is handling the tactical how, our value shifts to the uniquely human skills, the things that answer why and should we, the ability to think ethically, to connect different ideas into something totally new, to think strategically, to really understand people. These become the premium, irreplaceable skills.
So all of this brings us to the final critical question. The rules of the game are changing so fast. So what's the new playbook for success? How do companies and how do we as individuals win in this new agentic era?
Well, the organizations that are going to win are already moving beyond just thinking of AI as another tool. They are strategically rebuilding their entire workflows around it. They're mastering how to coordinate whole teams of AI agents. They're building smart systems for human oversight. They're empowering everyone, not just engineers, to automate their own work. And they are building security in from day one.
And this, right here, is the most important takeaway of all. This is not about a future of full automation where humans are just obsolete. No, the evidence is clear. This transformation is all about collaboration. Success is going to come from creating these powerful human-AI partnerships, where machines handle the tactical work and humans provide the judgment, the strategy, and the ethical oversight that truly matter.
Which leaves us with this final provocative question. As AI flawlessly executes the tasks that used to define our jobs, we're all being forced to look inward. And sure, it's a challenge, but it's also an incredible opportunity to elevate our contributions, to prove our value not just by what we can do, but by how we think, how we lead, and the judgment we bring to a world that's just overflowing with information.